Welcome
Hello.
back. Holy crap. It's episode 27.
27.
27 Hive.
What is that? We decided it's 3 cubed, right?
It's 3 cubes. It's our third cube.
Third cube?
Right? Because cube number 1 is 1. Cube number 2 is 8.
9.
Cube number 3 is 9. 27.
Yeah. Oh, so I see what you're doing.
Right.
One cubed is 1.
1, 2
cubed is 8.
Yeah.
3 cubed is 12. Okay.
You,
Gotcha. And then
I thought you were with me 20 minutes ago.
No, I was not.
You just supported me. You blindly supported your captain. You're supposed to call a mutiny in that situation.
No,
the ship.
it's fine.
Don't let me kill the ship.
No, you're smarter. You're smarter in that moment than I. But now,
I don't know that demonstrates smarts.
the next one is what? 464.
Yeah.
See.
That's it.
There you go. I math good. Welcome to Dorian Guitar Works Backstage.
Does that mean that the cubes alternate, like odd even?
Yes, actually, I think they do.
It would have to be, because it would be an odd number, any even number times an even number times. So it would be
5 cubed is 125.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
Welcome to Endorian Mathworks, a guided look at the
Life experiences and
ways and
math
means
equations
of the darkness of our brains.
Yeah. We're on a journey of guitars.
Journey of guitars.
And we'd like you to come with. So welcome.
What have you been up to, man?
What
did we do? 2 weeks ago, we had some really cool guests.
Yeah,
on the
2
show.
weeks ago, I had my 41st birthday on the show.
That's right. Did you drink all the makers yet?
No. I still have some makers from last year, too.
Yeah. When I was at the liquor store buying you that bottle of makers, I remembered you saying that you thought you had some yet from the arcade.
Oh, I still have that entire... So I got two bottles of makers from you now. So next year...
Man,
you don't need to get me another bottle. I appreciate it very much because I love makers.
I don't have to. I'll buy me a bottle of makers to celebrate your birthday.
There you go.
Yeah,
we can do that because it'll be my 42nd anyway. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, we had that after the show. Actually, I went with the boys in the Common Thread.
Cool.
Out to the West Side Tavern, ran into Tony Bennington.
You guys remember Tony Bennington?
Yeah.
He's the guy that we had here. That's who you want to play like if you're a guitar player. That's the bar. Tony Barrington.
Yeah, pretty much.
You ran into him at the West Side?
Ran into him at the West Side. You know how I ran into him? I see him at the bar with a girl.
With your face.
I see a dude with a white baseball cap backwards, and it says what on it? Fretless Rock More. I'm like, that's fucking Tony.
Man.
So I ran over to him and tackled him, and the girl he was hanging out with left, and he stuck around and hung out with us, and yeah.
Well, she probably saw you and knew that it was just nothing but trouble to be hanging out with a couple podcast nerds.
I mean, maybe.
So let's talk about Fretless Rock More and this logo for a second.
Yeah. It's a good logo. I like it.
I appreciate that, man. 'Cause it's probably one of the only cool things that I've ever drawn.
But it works. It's really, I think it's fantastic.
So check this out. I have been in the process of working with the United States
Trademark Office.
Patent and Trademark Office. Since I believe the date that I submitted the application for trademark was August 22nd of last year, which is about...
So it's almost a year.
It's about 2 months after I produced this and started putting it on apparel and started putting it on guitars that I was building.
Right.
All this shit. And getting something trademarked is a royal pain in the ass.
Yeah. I would imagine. By the way, good evening, Iron Billy.
Iron Billy.
Welcome.
So it's one of those things, like there's a few moments in your life where if you do something, your phone and your email start blowing up.
Right.
If you start a business, if you like start a wedding registry,
If you drop a
If you foreclose,
drop one of those things into the thing at the mall to win a car.
If you do that.
Yeah.
And then if you submit something to the patent office, instantly lawyers from all over the country start emailing you, and it's not even spam. It's like legitimately like it's like the cold call interns from all these practices.
So does that mean they all want like a cease and desist, or are they trying to come at you and be like, hire me?
No,
I will get you your patent quicker.
We're lawyers, and we know that this shit is unbearably difficult to get through because it's not written in English, and we know that this is going to be difficult. This is going to be a difficult process for you. It costs like $350 to apply for one particular trademark, but it also costs X amount of, like, unless you're super smart and you've got that degree and blah, 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 it costs you about $400 to $600 to go find a firm to, it's basically like filling out divorce paperwork.
Yeah, you have to have a lawyer.
If two people are getting, that's funny, we were talking about this with my kid, like,
yeah.
And my wife and I are fine, but we talk about life, we talk about marriage, we talk about divorce, and it's one of those things, it's like, anyone can get divorced if you're amicable, right? But it takes a lawyer to make it complicated and take your money.
But there are certain things that you cannot file without a lawyer.
That's true. But,
right? For dumb
you
legal
can
reasons.
apply for a patent or a trademark without a lawyer, but you have to be able to read all of that nonsense. And I didn't want to try, so I hired this firm, and it costs like $600 for these people to like file it.
Right.
And it was like $325 or $350 for the government to accept it. And then it sounds worse than getting the official copyright. Yeah. I'm kidding. And then you wait. And I guess in all fairness, I don't really know how long the waiting period is in normal circumstances, right? But we're coming out of a pandemic. Everyone and their effing mother started a business. And,
right. So there's a backlog.
So there's a massive, massive backlog. It was last month that I finally got the notification. It's like, hey, it's funny because I actually screened the call. Like I could tell that I got a notification that progress had been made on my application, and all of a sudden emails are blowing up again because those are made public. So when the patent office moves your application from status A to status B, all these people that are watching the public-facing page are aware of that too. And so they start emailing, hey, I just saw that. Hey, I just saw. Hey, I just saw. Hey, I just saw. And I had like 16, 17, 18 of those on any one given day. And I'm downstairs in the shop, and I got this is the first time I got a phone call today, and I just screened it. I answered the voicemail, and it's this really awesome lawyer named, I don't know. I don't want to say her name. But she was actually from...
Leave that confidential.
Yeah, she was actually from the United States Patent and Trademark Office.
Oh, well,
I actually need to talk to you. So I called her back, and it's funny because she's like, okay.
Yeah, you don't want to talk to Howie Cheatham or whatever. Yeah.
It's because so she's
can we cheat him and how? Is that the...
She's like, you've got a really simple thing going on here, and I don't really see any problems with it, but I need some clarity because you've applied this. You say you do this, and you do this, and you do this, and you do this, and you do this. And in all fairness, that was totally accurate because I applied for this thing back in August when I was just started this thing full time. So I was doing lessons, I was doing repair work on other guitars, and I was building guitars, and we were doing the podcast.
Yeah, and your scope has significantly narrowed since then. Yeah, and
I thought that since I was paying a firm to put this application together, that they would catch those problems. Like, you're too out of scope. No, they just took the $600 and submitted the fucking paperwork. So she's like, you got to apply for like 5 more of these in order for it to be associated with all these other trades. I'm like, okay, can I...
Seriously? You have to get a trademark for every
Let
trade?
me tell you what I'm doing. And she's like, well, I'm a lawyer, but I can't give you legal advice. I'm like, I'm not looking for legal advice. What I want to do is tell you how I got from A to B, and you just tell me yes or no. And she's like, okay, I can do that. And I explained to her what I said. Like, I want this trademark associated to my guitar building business because it goes on every one of my headstocks. It is my brand. Yes, there are hats. No, I do not burn it. Like if someone brings me a Fender Stratocaster, I don't burn it into their guitar.
Right.
This is a logo. This is a trademark that is associated with my Luthery services. She's like, that makes total sense. Okay. So I need you to reapply, take all this other stuff off of it, submit it. And then, I did all that, and they came back and said, well, I need you to prove on the website that you did this back. I was like, I can't. My website doesn't look the same as it did in August of last year because I've made updates. I can't go back in time. Well, I need you to prove that you were doing. This is also tip for anyone like going out to do one of these things. If you're one of those proactive and planful people that think that you should file for the paperwork before you start doing something, that's not how trademarks work. If you apply for a trademark before you start doing the thing that you say you're doing, you have to file a different paperwork because you're not actually doing it. So you actually need to be doing something without a trademark before you apply for the trademark. So what I didn't have, because even though I was doing it and I was manufacturing guitars, I hadn't put any physical proof out there that I had done this, i.e. a Facebook post, an Instagram post, some picture with the guitar with the logo burned on the thing in commerce. Okay. So like I hadn't actually posted proof that I was doing this until like September 5th of 2022, but I applied for the trademark on August 22nd. Yeah. So like, well, there's this 13-day discrepancy. I was like, then change the application date. I'm not asking you I'm not asking you to say that I was doing something when I wasn't doing it. I'm asking you like, oh, I thought I was being proactive. I should have been lazy. Okay. I should have waited 13 days and then applied.
Waited for somebody else to come up with a similar logo that they could sue you over.
I had to resubmit this thing like 2 or 3 times, and I haven't heard from them for about 2 weeks now. So that's
no
a good
news
sign.
is good news, I think, at this point.
Yeah. So
man,
the fret less, rock more. I'm like drinking. I'm taking my own medicine because like 3 years ago, this would have worried the hell out of me.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, I'm kind of like, fuck it.
Well,
it's going to go where
you kind of have to roll with it.
And I'm going to use it no matter, like, stop me.
Yeah.
Stop me. This is, I drew it. I drew it.
And eventually
I drew it.
You might want to change it anyway because you might go a different direction. You might just think things get dated or whatever. So you'll change it at that point.
I'm not changing it.
But
it's going to go through. It's going to be fine. But,
yeah, I'm sure it will.
It's been an adventure because for a while I just thought, the government took another few $100s and just was sitting there. But
well, I mean, they normally do, right?
Yeah. But that gal at that office at the patent office in, I think it's Virginia, she's, it was cool. It's like one of the first times I've spoken with a U.S. government employee on the phone. Yeah. And they totally kicked ass.
And I would have thought it would have been somebody in our region.
Yeah.
Like California, Utah, whatever, and IRS, our local IRS is Utah. That's where we file.
That's funny. It's funny because I had a similar experience like within a month ago where I actually had to call the IRS because one of the
business taxes suck.
Well, no, what it was is that I had sold the smog machine. If you've been following that Strat style body that Travis Brown of Fleshworks. It's similar to that one, but it was the biomechanical green one.
Right.
And it sold for $3,000 and somebody bought it on my website. And because it was such a big expense through the website, even though I've been doing Venmo and Square and Cash and all that stuff, I had never made a transaction that large through the website before.
Okay.
And that kicked off an audit through that credit card merchant. And I needed to change some things about my account.
Are you kidding?
They needed me to submit my IRS paperwork, and I did. And they told me because the letter that the IRS does not keep, they have it on file, but they actually don't even have a record of it. They have to regenerate it each time. Mm-hmm. So I have this letter, and it says Endorian Guitar Works LLC, Matt Ackerman, and my address.
Right.
And I sent this, and then my FEIN number and all that. And I sent it over to this credit card merchant. They're like, no, your name is not Endorian Guitar Works LLC. It's Endorian Guitar Works LLC, Matt Ackerman.
Like, no,
Like, no,
I am.
ma'am. That's my name at the address that you mailed it to. So I end up calling up the IRS. And I talked with this guy, like 7 a.m. Pacific time, when their phones click over. When their phones click over. And I talk with this gal. It's clearly like they've gone full commute. She's sitting at home. You can hear a dog in the background barking.
Right.
It's like the most human aspect, like the experience with the IRS ever. And she asked me, she's like, so what do you need? I said, well, I mean, I don't want you to break any laws. You're the IRS. But can you just put a big fucking space between? I think that if you just make it obvious to this moron at the credit card merchant that's not my business name. Like, can you? She's like, I think I can do that. Let's see. Oh, I can't. Oh no, because we're sending it via fax, I can do that. And she just puts 900 spaces in there, so the thing. And then she fax. Oh, and I don't have a fax machine, so she's like, I can fax it to you. I'm like, man, hold on. And so I go to the iPhone App Store and I download Tiny Fax.
There you go, so you can get it.
And then I had to buy credits because I just bought this thing. I like $9. Then I had to buy credits.
Jesus.
She's like, hold on. What's your fax number? I don't know yet. Hang on. Oh, there's my fax number. Okay, cool. So I give her that. Comes to my iPhone. Boom, boom, boom. Print it. Send it off. 3 days later, I have my money.
All right.
Like, my God. Anyway, that's not about music.
But it
is about
business.
EGW guitars.
And it is about your music business.
Jamie Bartleson, Matt Chat.
Yeah, kind of. It is. But it's good. That's what we're here for.
Matt Chat.
We chat. Matt's part of it.
Yeah. Well. Anyway,
thank you for joining us.
If you like the EGW fretless Rockmore guitar logo, I appreciate the hell out of you because it's actually difficult to move forward.
Yeah. And you should probably buy a hat. A shirt. Or something off the webpage.
Rock the logo.
Rock the logo. Spread the word.
Yeah.
Maybe even buy a guitar. There's a couple still available.
It's a good segue. We should show them the Aaron Crawford guitar.
Yeah. Matt has recently been building. I just hit the mic. Matt has recently been building a guitar for Aaron Crawford, a country
rock artist out of Washington State.
Right. He's up and coming. He's been
at it hard for like 10 or 11 years. He's been at it hard
for a while, but he's now kind of starting to get some national recognition, right?
It's been super cool to watch him do this. I met him because he needed a bass player for a bit, and even though I wasn't a bass player, I was able to.
No, Bimmy, EGW does not stand for Erroneous Guitar Time.
Erroneous Guitar Time.
No.
I mean,
it's Endorian Guitar Works.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Yeah.
T is not a W. Time does not start with a W either, by the way.
Erroneous Guitar Wine.
I mean, I'm drinking beer, but wine's good too.
Anyway,
Aaron. This is the Aaron Crawford, the first full hollow body guitar by Endorian Guitar Works. Look at that, bro.
I'm gonna back this thing up now. Hold on.
Jimmy James. Yeah, that was our question too. It's okay.
So this is a modified Rye 99. It's the typical Rye 99 design that there's one over there, and but we went full hollow body with this one. So it is a mahogany body with quilted maple top, and we can definitely
agree to disagree.
I'm used to that. I'm married. We threw the Bigsby on it by request. Actually, this whole thing was built to Aaron's specs. So we got the cutaway, and deep in there, if you can see it, like
you can kind of see it right there. There.
We got look at that. Even inside the guitar, fretless Rockmore. It's got the Seymour Duncan Fat Cat P90s, the Bigsby,
the bottle opener headstock.
The bottle opener headstock
with the burn.
With the burn
logo
right there. We've got the faux binding, which has been stained, and then almond on the back. But yeah, no, I dig this because there's no access panel. Even though it absolutely looks like a semi-hollow, everything is fished in from this pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And pre-wired and put into place here.
You've got some supports built in to handle the Bigsby.
Yeah,
right?
I wasn't.
And,
and the walnut racing stripe, which I like.
Oh yeah, then can't forget that.
Yeah, I wasn't, 100% sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure this maple top is like almost a half-inch thick, so I wasn't super worried about it collapsing or anything, but I wanted to add some support that way. So on the underside of the maple top, there's mahogany bracing running this way, which actually makes it kind of a fun task to get the pots to switch over sideways and kind of make it past that brace so they can pull them up with the but so this one is going to go to Aaron at some point in July. It's either going to be here or it's going to be
or elsewhere
up at his he's going to be playing in Seattle. Go check out Aaron. He's going to be playing in Seattle at the Tractor on July 20th.
yeah
I'm going to go put it back.
all right It's fantastic,
$2.
fantastic guitar, and it plays really nice too. We were playing around with it earlier just to kind of test it out, and man, it just sings. I think he's gonna love it.
I think he's gonna like it too. I would play it on the show. I'm still not happy with. I don't know, man. You're either a Bigsby person or you're not, and I like Bigsby's to an extent, but unaltered Bigsby's can have some tuning issues. Mainly because what you're attaching the guitar string, the ring to a pin, wrapping it around one roller, over the top, under another roller, then over the saddles. There's just so much there where it can move. It can move. So there's this
a little bit of travel. There's
several different ways that you can mod the Bigsby bridge. One of them is to actually buy a more modern Bigsby design where it doesn't have pins. It actually is bored all the way through the roller and the strings string through it. But you haven't really eliminated the issue. You still have a 90-degree bend over there and it's still traveling over. So there's this piece of metal it's a really expensive, like just piece of metal, but it's called the Vibramate. It's funny when you search for Vibramate, it comes up with some other devices.
I can imagine.
Yeah, but that
maybe made by Hitachi. I don't know.
You take the strings off the pegs, and one half of it affixes over the pegs, wraps around the collar, and then it attaches to the strings, like as if you were threading up a Gibson style bridge.
Right.
So it locks it in place, and then it's a straight shot over under the next roller. And over the saddles, it keeps the strings traveling in a straight line and therefore increases tuning stability. So that's going on tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah. Always, I mean, you're building something and little things need tweaking here.
I've never put a Bigsby on a guitar again. You're going to learn things.
A Vibra Slap.
Vibra Slap. Yeah, the Vibra Slap is that thing that they play during Sleigh Ride, right?
I have no idea.
Dun, 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 that Christmas song. And at the very end of it, there's the.
I have no idea if that's what.
Okay, somebody Google Vibra Slap. And
can people post pictures into the fucking chat?
I don't know.
Is that a thing? I don't even. Technologically stupid when it
we
comes
already
to that.
we know what EGW Guitars stands for.
Yes.
There needs to be some Vibra Slap research.
I think so. Let's outsource that.
Outsource the Vibra Slap research.
Jimmy James. Tell us what a Vibra Slap is. Enlighten us.
The Vibra Slap.
And if it's dirty, we'll laugh. I mean, because we're all 12-year-olds.
It's true.
Oh, that is the Vibra. You're right.
That is the Vibra Slap.
That was the Vibra Slap.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now I'm doubting whether or not it's in that show. I remember they have the wood blocks that they.
Right.
Deafening.
Yeah. Hopefully everybody had their headphones on.
But I think it's one of those things too.
Yeah, I think it's.
I just remember in like elementary school music class, that was the one that every kid wanted to play with.
Because it was just different and fun.
Yeah.
Is that kind of how it works? Different and fun?
What else are we talking about? Got the guitar, fretless Rockmore. There was if a few folks came out to meet. He wasn't there, but came out and shook hands with me and played a variety of guitars
That's right.
I had a booth at a local show. I would like to say it was a guitar show. It wasn't a guitar show.
No,
it's a local community show.
It was a
where
community
any
thing, but
vendor can vibe with. But it's fun
it's
to go
still
to those.
it's cool. And I was a part of last year's.
It's for the kids, man.
Yeah,
it's for the kids.
I was a part of last year's with you, and it was a lot of fun. It was really fucking hot, so I was glad that it wasn't quite as hot
inside this time.
Yeah, that was very good. I'm glad it wasn't quite as hot for you this year.
Vibra slap chat.
Whack.
Vibra slap chat.
But yeah, I mean, like, how did it go? You were telling me that
it was good.
That you didn't sell any guitars necessarily.
Actually, I got a pre-sale on a custom, and the Telecaster style guitar. The guy reserved it with installments.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I didn't actually sell it yet, but I have a contract to sell.
Right up.
And then one guy actually was interested in buying the Zombie Kill. I thought we had it sold. He came up and said, "How much was it?" And I said, "Well, we sold all 4 of this line for $3,000 a piece." And they, I don't think they expected to hear that dollar figure.
I don't think they look at custom guitars very often.
But I said, you know, we want to see this one go. Like,
make an offer.
Make an offer.
Yeah.
And they didn't make an offer. He said, well, does it play well? Yeah, it's more than just art. It does play well. It screams. It's got Gibson 490 pickups in it, and it's set up, and I played it at a couple shows. It absolutely screams. And then I guess they only wanted to hang it on the wall as an art piece.
Didn't you say the wife was saying, "Oh no,
that's cool." I mean,
it's pretty.
I've done that. I've got guitars that have hung on the walls, but like it will play. Absolutely,
it's a piece of art for sure.
Yeah.
That's a testament to Travis Brown as well for the painting on the guitar that you built.
And I don't want to knock anyone's reasons for buying a guitar. If you just want to hang it on the wall, that's cool. But I also don't want you to. But guitar shouldn't live on the wall unless it's already had the shit played out of it by someone else.
Exactly. You've had to have loved it a little bit, right?
If you've somehow acquired Lucille, hang it on the wall.
Yeah, that one can be retired. That one can be retired.
But if you're buying a new guitar,
it's made to be played.
$100 or $19,000, play it.
It's made to be played. You're building guitars to be played.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just to hang on the wall. I mean, again, it's got to feel good to hear that. It's a work of art. Someone wants to display it.
Yeah, it is. It's a testament to Travis, man. He's a really, really talented tattoo artist and painter.
Mm-hmm. So. With that said, shameless plug. If you're in Olympia and would like to get a tattoo, go down to Fleshworks.
He's got a hell of a waiting list. So I guess it's more like if you're
that's how you know it's worth it.
If you're going to be in Olympia in 18 months, then
call him now.
Call Travis today.
And then come on down.
Yeah. And then let's see. Yeah.
Oh. Right on.
There's that.
There is that. You know, we did put out there to our followers and friends to go ahead and give us some questions for tonight and some things that you might want to talk about, but we didn't really get much feedback from that.
We didn't, and that's okay. That's our bad for putting it out on a Tuesday.
That's true, but we do have a few people in the chat, so if you have any questions for us,
we can discuss T's and W's. We can discuss the Viber chat.
So, Bimmy, this guy here, right here, is Matt.
I think Bimmy knows. I don't know.
I kind of figured he did, as if it was my attempt at a joke.
For those of you listening to this on Spotify after the live broadcast, we're just having
we're communicating
a sporting
with
back and forth with our live audience.
Our live audience.
Who's this other guy on the show?
My name is Brian. Folks call me Bones.
Dr. Bones McCoy. Over here. He's related to somebody.
They also think I'm Jack Black,
which
which is great because he's my spirit animal. So
he's never going to give you up.
I'm never going to let you down.
He's just going to eat some peaches.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
No.
Yeah,
No. You sure?
Millions of peaches? No, it's not that one that you're thinking of. Damn it. I know.
Damn it. Shit.
And Bimmy, just so that you know, Matt and I have known each other for a very long time. We go back to college years, 15, 16 years ago now.
We went to
20
college
years
so
ago.
long ago
Fuck,
that
I
we
don't
spend most of our time wondering why the hell we even spent the money.
That's true.
Yeah.
Bones McVibra slap. Thank you, James.
Yeah. Bones McVibra slap. I have to wonder, like this is the first one of these that we've streamed not on the music channel but on the people and blogs channel.
Does that make a difference?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I subscribed, so I can't tell the difference.
Shit.
It just tells me that we're live.
So we made some decisions about the podcast.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of an announcement that we'd like to make for all of you fans and friends of ours. I know all two of you, three of you.
We've decided that we're going away, and as a thank you to everybody, we've if you look under your chair,
you get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car. Wait, no.
Under
This
your
is not
chair,
Oprah.
under your chair, you will find exactly the amount of value that we have delivered, which is a big fat. No, that's not true either.
That's up to each individual.
We've decided to instead of
Cheeto
going
only.
every other Tuesday, which is just a weird schedule, and it's also hard to market because every other Tuesday it's like saying like your rent is due every 30 days.
It
as
doesn't
opposed to
quite
every month.
roll off the tongue.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go with just every first Tuesday of the month.
Yeah, and we're going to start August 1st. Since
McVibra
we're
blog.
right, since we're so close to the 1st of July, we're just going to go ahead and push it out one more week to August 1st.
Tuesday, August 1st will be the beginning of the new schedule, and we're going to have some killer content on that day because the guitar delivery. It's an honor for
Bimmy.
Going out of business show. Fuck yeah, man. Going out of business. You can actually get 2 mattresses today. 2 mattresses
for the price of one.
For the price of 3. Pay no mind to the stains. It's
No, it's not blood. It's just chocolate milk.
Just chocolate milk. Yeah, we're going to have a competing podcast.
Foosball table.
Where we have foosball tables
table.
and brown cows and chocolate milk.
It's just going to be called foosball table, right?
Foosball table.
Be an hour of a foosball table.
Yeah.
Nothing else going on.
So beginning Tuesday, August 1st, we will be first Tuesday of the month.
Yeah, and we're going to debut a segment on that show that will be recurring every episode.
Yeah.
So, stay tuned for that.
I think we had a lot of good ideas over the last year and a half with like things that we dedicated to episodes that we realized were going to be better off as actual episode segments. And if we could dedicate one episode to making sure each one of those was in there, then we could create more consistency across the episode and a better experience for the listener / viewer.
Right. So we're kind of learning on the go here. Yeah. 27 episodes in, and we've changed.
We're
some
not
things.
making any money, but you're here, so we assume that.
I mean, it's your fault, I guess.
Yeah.
Not
No,
ours. But
I blame you.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
No, we've made some changes. If you've been with us the whole time, obviously the background that you're seeing around us right now has changed from time to time. We've had some upgrades on the windows and things like that. You might see some more changes.
The windows.
When we have our guests on virtually and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
There may be some changes that you might notice.
There's going to be a Vibra slap.
I certainly hope so. Put that shit in the opening song.
No, it's gonna.
We might even write a new song. I don't know.
We might write a new song. We might have Tony
should.
Bennington. What?
We probably should.
We probably should. Actually, Bimmy and James. Bimmy and Jimmy.
Bimmy and Jimmy.
BJ, would you guys you want to be on the song? Like,
yeah, there you
throw
go.
us some tracks and we'll throw you on the feature because you
Give us
had
some
the
ideas.
honor for the Oprah show.
There you go.
Yeah, it'll be good.
For the going out of business show.
Yeah. United Furniture Warehouse.
Jesus Christ. That was my voice teacher in school, man.
I remember him. VJ
Singh. Not the golfer.
Right, not the golfer. And
United Buy and Sell
it was one of those. It
Furniture
was
Warehouse.
the fact that he did that jingle was one of those things that he never wanted anyone to know, but he was really glad when he found out.
Like he was proud of it.
I was
but
proud of that failure.
But hit it.
It's how I made $10.
That and his all male a cappella jazz group. I think they were the Testostertones.
The
Testostertones.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because he went
Can
to
we get VJ on-
Edmonds
Do you
Community College, and that's.
Can you
or
reach
something.
out to VJ? And get him
Fuck,
on
dude, he ain't around no more. I don't know where
he
he
doesn't
is.
need to. Well, he's selling mattresses.
No, he was doing that a long time ago. And United Furniture Warehouse doesn't exist. Thank you, Jimmy and Bimmy.
United
Furniture Warehouse.
Yeah, can't do it.
United Buy and Sell.
Who was the
Oh,
guy?
I can't quite get that look.
What, Big Phil or who? If you're in the Seattle area, you know that it's there was also like a carpet place, right? Place that sold rugs and shit, and this big dude. No,
I don't.
We're done with that.
I don't.
Okay.
We need a segment called Vibra Slap Corner. That's a thought.
Vibra Slap Corner.
That's a thought.
I've never had so much fun getting trolled. Like
I'm actually.
I am about to go under the bridge and start playing Billy Goat Gruff myself.
Why not?
Go gruff yourself.
There you go.
Go gruff yourself.
Well, I mean, you could always. Why go under the bridge? You could do it right here. You got plenty of guitars. You got
Vern
all the
Funk.
equipment.
Yeah, there's Vern Funk.
Rest
his soul. No, it wasn't actually
That was an
Vern
actor.
Funk. It was Vern Funk's.
It was the actor, right?
Yeah, it was his persona double.
Right.
That's like, instead of saying resume, you say curriculum vitae, and you call the actor. It's your persona double.
Right. His
TV.
face. That dude's face is still on the insurance company.
Yeah, that was one of the main reasons I had a problem going bald.
Because you didn't want to honk for Funk.
I was gonna honk for myself, and when I had hair, I liked the goatee, and then when I went bald, I was like, no, you got to have something more than a goatee.
Yeah,
at least that's for me.
Yeah, that's your thing.
Vern Funk. Yeah,
because he had the goatee.
No, yeah.
Well, he did. He had the goatee.
Yeah,
if I remember right.
SR-22. Is that that was his whole thing?
Your SR-22. That's your. Isn't that your military discharge?
No, that's your DD-214.
Oh, that's right. The SR-22 is your DUI.
Like Washington State, like
that's your
you're
DUI.
drunk, but we still let you drive.
Oh,
yeah. That's all we had to talk about today.
Really,
this has been fun. Yeah. We talked about trademarking. We talked about the IRS. We talked about Aaron Crawford's guitar and the show at the Tractor on Thursday, July 20th. What else are we talking about? Who's going to go see Toad the Wet Sprocket, right? They're in town soon. Live is in town.
Well, I mean, that's another thing. There is a lot of shit going on. It's summertime.
Yeah.
So festival season, right? At the end of the summer, of course, is always Bumbershoot, but there's lots of shows going on.
Yep.
And now that we're coming out of pandemic, right? Things are opening up more, or have opened up more. So now bands are playing more. Get out, see some live music, because that's important. Support your local scene.
We played the Plaid Pig in Tacoma.
Yeah.
We didn't get to talk about that experience.
Yeah. That was
that
was earlier. Yeah, before the Common Thread show.
We had the Common Thread in here, and
that was fun.
It was a trip, man, because
I do want to give a shout out to our buddy Jeremy, who is in both Kitsa and Yed.
Yeah,
that played that night.
The South Tacoma Way scene has really struggled.
Yeah.
But
that's a good venue though.
It's a great venue. No, none of this, prefacing with any of our remarks that we make here about the show reflect not at all on any of the bands or the club ownership.
No, not at all.
They had us out, and everyone who was there was exactly the kind of crowd that you would want at your show, and supportive. But the South Tacoma Way scene has really struggled, and it was difficult. The last time I played up there, that cantina that we ate dinner at before the show, which I believe is called the Church.
Correct.
It was the last time I played in that area. It was in 2007 and 2008. It was that long ago. And it was the 54.
Okay.
And then it was bought and it was turned into Club Vertigo.
Okay.
Yep. And
Okay.
and I knew that's where we were, but I wasn't paying it. After we loaded in at the Plaid Pig, and we started walking down the road and we're like looking for restaurants. I
Got
didn't
the
pay,
whiff of
I did
piss
not,
out of our
yeah.
nose.
I didn't pay attention to what building we walked into, and we just started eating dinner.
Right.
And we walked out, and I realized that we were in the old 54, and it's an upgrade. Like,
Yeah, but yeah, if you're in South Tacoma way,
that's the only place.
go find the church canteen.
There were, and it wasn't a reflection on the Plaid Pig. There was no business there.
Yeah,
there were some people working out at the CrossFit, and there were people eating in the church.
And the Dickersons, was it the Opal Room?
And
I
then
think it was called.
It was a ghost town.
Yeah,
and get out and support these places.
I think that just had to do with it being kind of a last minute show. I've been up to a couple shows there before.
Yeah.
With the proper advertisement and things like that.
Right.
The Plaid Pig gets packed.
Dude,
with voracious fans.
An absolutely great space.
It's a totally cool, dark, dank punk rock.
Yeah.
Piss smelling. The green room smelled like piss because the homeless dude or something. I'm assuming had peed in the doorway or something.
It's a thing.
But that kind of adds to the punk rock thing. I mean, CBGB, I'm sure smelled like piss too.
The venue is great. The sound is decent. The owner is really good dude. The sound guy is fantastic. I mean, he ran awesome. Sound exactly like he'd spent time getting to know what do you want going on.
Yeah.
Then after the show, talked your ear off and was just the friendliest dude in the world. So
yeah, it was fantastic.
Major love to the Plaid Pig.
The only issue that I personally had about that was
Iron Billy set a bi-weekly reminder for this show.
Oh, thank you, Iron Billy. We appreciate it.
So you're gonna have to change that.
Change that to once a month to the first Tuesday of the month. Should be simple. Should be every 4 to 5 weeks, depending on the month.
It'll be good. Someday we'll shoot back up. Someday we'll get up to once a week. But at this point in time, that's totally market driven.
If we
can live off making a podcast, we will give it to you once a week.
Yeah.
Right now,
and we'll have a team of writers.
We're doing it for free.
Do whatever.
So once a month, that's what's happening.
Yeah, we fitting it into our schedules. Matt's gotten incredibly busy with his business, which is fantastic.
Which I'm incredibly thankful for.
Yeah. Yes, you will still have to set a reminder, and we appreciate you 100%, Billy.
Iron Billy, when you come out to check out Matt Rainier, you swing on down. We're gonna have a jam session. It's gonna be an episode.
We'll put you on the show, dude.
Yeah, dude. You've got a seat. And we even have a third mic.
We have a third mic
right there for you.
There you go. Right there.
Yeah. Benny and Jimmy.
Yeah,
maybe.
Let's see. If you write our opening riff, who knows? Might have to put you on.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I mean, I really enjoy the Plaid Pig. I think it's a great venue, especially for Tacoma. They kind of needed a venue like that. It's very much a rock venue. It just, if we would have had more time to boost it and get more people out there, it would have been a bigger show. That's it. I gotta say, it's difficult, and maybe this is a me thing, but I find it difficult to play for just other bands because when the entire crowd is musicians, I feel like I gotta step up my shit. If I see a bunch of people I don't know that do not play instruments or whatever, I know I can fake some things and they won't notice. You know what I mean?
I totally know what you mean, but you also recognize that that's a really good thing. Like, if something is really difficult and hard to do, that's forcing you to level the fuck up. And and absolutely like every time something is a challenge, it's like going to the gym, man. Like when it hurts, that's where the growth is.
That's true.
So like going up there and finding the energy, because it was effectively a band practice. Like 3 bands just hosted like
a live
band practice, like an auditable live band practice,
right?
And every band brought it.
They did, and it was fantastic. Even
the
with
bass player for the other band brought a fucking fan, and that was fantastic. It was really hot.
His long hair.
Do you want us?
Flowing,
No, but he said, would you like me to leave this on stage because it's really hot? I'm like, I love you.
That's my buddy Jeremy, and he's a good dude.
Yeah, good dude.
And Bimmy, you'll practice your vibra slapping live.
Yeah, you will
on video.
Yeah,
for
you
us.
will. Just let us know what kind of whiskey to have, and you'll be welcome here anytime.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm forgetting something because we stopped using paper. That's the thing.
We
they made
doing this a long time ago.
Never mind. I was going to say something that has nothing to do with anything, but whatever. Guitars, shows. Aaron Crawford, building guitars.
Yeah. Another shameless plug. My brother's band Hellbelly is going to be playing coming up here. Several different shows. Look them up.
Hellbelly plays an amazing show.
They do. They're a lot of fun.
I was not sure. Like, I didn't know the history on Hellbelly, but knowing your brother's history with Bacchus when you said he was playing with this other band, I was like, I know.
And that was his first weekend.
Yeah, and
first
I just
weekend's
wasn't,
worth of shows,
I was like,
too.
Well, dude, we get to play with some bands. I'm not going to judge, but I was just curious. And when they hit the stage, I was like engaged as fuck. That was
they're a lot of fun.
Fucking tastic.
Eric is very engaging, the lead singer. There are certain topics that he talks about that certain people don't care for or don't want to hear anymore. Right. But
it's music.
What? That's part of his shtick. That's his thing. He likes to talk about looking out for people with mental instabilities. If you have depression and whatnot, that's his thing. He wants to bring awareness, and that's cool. So check them out. They're a hard rock band. I wouldn't necessarily call them metal, but they play a lot of metal and punk shows. Moss Generator's playing on Friday night, coming up here. I think at the Valley. Let me double check.
We might have to make an effort to get to that one. I want to have Tony back on the show.
Well, June 30th at the Valley with They Walk Among Us. Moss Generators playing. So, if you're in Western Washington, it's a good time to see some live music.
It really is.
And so, Billy, I don't know what it's like in... is it North Dakota? I always forget. North Dakota. I don't know. I'm assuming that that heat bubble over Texas is not quite crept up that far north, so it's still comfortable to go to shows. And summertime is always a good time to have shows. People come out. Girls are wearing very little. It's a great time to have concerts and perform. So
yes.
Check out the local scenes wherever you may be.
Absolutely.
Festivals are always a good thing too. There's lots of big festivals going on, from Bumbershoot in Seattle at the end of the summer.
When's Gunslinger playing next? I hear they're a halfway decent band.
So we don't have anything quite booked yet, but we're looking at some things. We got potential for September, October up in Port Angeles. We're looking at Portland, maybe Seattle, although that's a tough nut to crack.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. All right, Dan. Centralia is always a good place to check out the Juice Box in Chehalis.
Yep.
The Hub is always a good spot in Centralia. There's a couple places down there that are great. So check out some live music. It's that time of year. Get outside, enjoy this weather, and see some music. Music and Art in Wright Park is going to be coming up in Tacoma soon. I think that's in August. if you happen to follow Victoria Fergoso, I'm sure she will have some information about that because she does a lot with the music scene in Tacoma.
Correct.
Tenino, I have no idea, Jimmy. But you're close enough to Olympia and Centralia to just go to one of those places.
And, it's good opportunity to also remind folks about Rhythms Coffee.
The open mic.
Monday nights at Rhythms Coffee. It's on 4th Avenue in downtown Olympia.
Mm-hmm.
I think they start at 7 or 7:30. Get down there around 6 or something. It's super cool. I mean, I get the need. I get the desire to have an open mic at a bar. It's nice to be able to have a cocktail and go jam. But it's also really cool to have an all ages open mic venue.
Yeah, for sure.
I took my kid's almost 15. I took her down there one of the first open mic nights, and an opportunity to get to hang out with my 15-year-old and like go get a pastry, go get a coffee, and watch open mic. And it's it's cool to be like there's obviously there's reasons where you want to go to a bar and play at a bar, and there's reasons why you want to play at a Coliseum. But there's also really cool opportunities to watch like the merging of generations at all ages venues where you can actually connect with all different generations of players.
Right.
And Rhythms Coffee is doing exactly that. And for a while they were doing just like open mics, and then they went to like open poetry night, I think on Tuesday nights. But lately they've been putting full bands, and they've got a really tiny venue. Like
it's very small.
Their venue is like the width-wise size of the studio that you see, which is like the same distance of that. It goes down there. But it's tiny as hell, and they've been putting like full punk rock shows.
Right.
And it's fantastic.
It's really cool.
It's fantastic.
It's because the owners are older punk rocks.
Hump tulips.
Punk rock folks. Hump tulips. I would say you're going to have to bring your own banjo or acoustic guitar down to the river. I know I'm going to be in a couple weeks bringing my guitar down to the Hump Tulips.
Yeah?
Yeah, we go every year.
Cool.
Got a spot right on the river. It's fucking gorgeous.
Can I fit my trailer?
Trailers are not allowed, sir. Tent camping only.
Have fun.
Well, we got the tent on the back of the truck.
I respect it. It's just not been my thing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the wife will not allow me to get one of them campers on my truck. So we got a tent instead.
One of those. Yeah.
Exactly. It's that.
One more time.
But we have a
cubed.
We have a
27
tent
times. Go now.
That actually attaches to the truck bed. So we still sleep in the truck bed.
I like it.
On an air mattress.
I mean, I have
it's
a
interesting.
freaking canopy on my.
Yeah, you would just need the air mattress.
Fantastic.
But yeah, it's a family camp out, so So that's the venue, and I mean, I'd say the Red Rooster, but every time I've been past it looks like it's fucking closed. I don't think that there's been people in that for like 5-6 years. Billy got out west as far as Idaho on vacation, so he wanted to drive out here. Yes,
right on, man.
You should do that.
Billy, dude, if you ever get out this far, we have we just keep the RV hooked up to electricity and leveled all the time. So my wife fondly refers to it as the guest house.
There you go. You got a place to stay,
you got a
brother.
place, man.
Yeah, come on by. You were talking about all ages venues and stuff.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
There's a new one in Olympia called the Mortuary.
I hadn't heard of that. Where is that?
That one is, I believe it's next to Annie's Lofts, downtown Olympia, across the street from Fourth.
Is that on Cherry Street?
Positively Fourth Records.
I think I DJ'd a fundraiser there like 12
when
years
it was an
ago.
art house.
I was
or
really,
a record store.
really, really drunk.
It was Golden Oldies for a while. It was an art studio for a while.
Second story?
No, it's all one floor.
Okay.
It was a Mills and Mills funeral home for a long time back in the day, and what is now Annie's Lofts was a parking lot. So, like when I was in high school, the band I was in, we did a photo underneath the Mills and Mills
next to Three Magnets. Is that Annie's
It's across
Lofts?
the street. No. It's across. So you know where the pet store is?
Mm-hmm.
It's across from that. Like if you're going toward the west side.
About. Yeah.
Sizzle Pie No, not Sizzle Pie. Whatever the fuck that pizza place
Uh,
is. Tribal Tattoo or Primal
There's
Tattoo.
Wicked Pies. There's Bastard. Wicked Pies. Yeah.
The record store, Rainy Day Records. It's right across the street from Rainy Day Records.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's the Mortuary, all ages venue.
Yeah, check that out.
Whole bunch of killer metal bands have been playing their
Nice.
local metal bands. So we're gonna try to get Gunslinger on one of those bills. There's not a whole lot of all ages venues in this town, so we want to do that. Billy wants us to talk about the Telly style guitar with the cool head. He thought he saw something like it.
Wow.
Don't want you to because I might want it.
Oh.
That one?
No. Billy, sorry, dude. That's the one that sold.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Deposit is down.
So yeah, the Telly. I think I remember. That Telly was the first guitar that I built under the brand, but I still hadn't built the. I hadn't designed the headstock and I hadn't designed the body style for the Rye 99, and I was just building traditional styles. And it didn't take me long until I realized that I just didn't want to go that route. I respect anyone who builds traditional style guitars. It just wasn't my thing. So I halfway built that Telly, and I think it was you. I think I remember playing it in the shop. And we were talking about the finish on it because I didn't even have a pedestal buffer at the time. I was hand buffing, and I couldn't really get a shine, and it was really, really dull, and I kind of liked it. But about a week later, I met with my CNC guy who helped me produce the template for the Rye 99, and then I immediately jumped to building my guitar, and I hung that one up.
That monstrosity over there.
Yeah, that one. But I hung the Telly up. Yeah. And I just didn't touch it. I totally abandoned it.
But you did touch it this last weekend. You brought it to band practice.
About 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was like, I have this guitar that I haven't even finished because I've been spending all my time on these. And so I took it back down into the shop and got a new neck set up for it and everything. And I rebranded it for my guitar or for my brand since I built it. But it still had like a Fender style headstock on it.
Yes, so, Matt was hand buffing, Bimmy.
Yeah, I was hand buffing. Hand buffing. So
Pamela Anderson.
So that was So I took that guitar had been hanging on a wall for probably 6 months, and I brought it back down to the shop and spent 2 long days with it and got it screaming, and then took it to the guitar show, or took it to my guitar booth at the local community festival,
the neighborhood
Saturday.
Festival,
and that was the guitar that sold. So I still have it in my possession, but it's probably going to be gone within a couple weeks.
And he did play some metal on it.
Yeah, I took it to band practice the next day because I knew I was losing it, and
we got a new tune that we're writing, and he wrote some of it on there.
Absolutely played it. And Jim will be glad to. So it was noisy as hell because I never intended for it to play metal. It had the Fender wide spectrum, wide range humbuckers in it.
Yeah.
And it was set up like a regular Telly until I decided to hot rod it, and then I put in these pretty hot humbuckers, but I never bothered to shield the damn thing. And then I took it to our band practice after the show. So it was the show on Saturday. The guy committed to it. I took it to band practice on Sunday just to really shake it out, make sure it was playing the way I wanted to play it, and I found that it just had a little bit too much of a buzz.
Yeah.
So then I tore the entire thing apart Monday morning, rebuffed the entire thing on the pedestal buffer, checked all the electronics, and then I shielded the entire thing and grounded the shielding and put it all back together. So the guy who committed to it on Saturday is actually getting, an even better guitar than he thought he was getting. Yeah. But no, I was down playing that today, and it pops.
I think we're getting Billy's comments a little bit on a delay or something.
Yeah, I think so. That's all right, though.
But so we apologize, Billy, if we're running a little late on answering your question. That is, You
But
know,
yeah,
we're trying to keep up.
I
here.
am actually going to miss that one. It's and this is, sort of where we segue into the section of the show, which I feel like it's egotistical, but I still love like Paul Reed Smith and ESP guitars.
Mm-hmm.
I always will.
I'm a huge fan of Gibson, even though now they're owned by Fender.
But there's a really, really, really weird shift that takes place in your desire to own a guitar when you know that you can just go into your shop and build one.
Well, and
it's like, I don't expect anyone to really get that. And because like you got to do it to get, like, even when I knew that it was what I was going to set out and this is what I wanted to do, this is now what I wanted to make my life. But it didn't really click until after I was doing it. And now I don't even, like, I like going in and looking at crazy boutique stuff. I like going into Chicago Music Exchange. I miss A Sharp Music, which was the store that I grew up in Renton. I am not saying that I build the best guitars. I don't. But I love building guitars for me more than I like finding someone else's guitar that I want to play. And that's fucking wild.
I've been lucky enough to be close enough to play just about everything that's come off of your bench that you've built. And I would put your guitars up against any of those any day.
Man.
So
thank you. Well, that's
but
my bar,
mean, I'm not, Dave Grohl. I'm not some professional. I'm not Yngwie Malmsteen. I'm not Eddie Van Halen. But as a semi-professional guitarist now, bassist, I've played a few, and I know how they play.
That's the passion that, like, that's the thing that I want people to get about. I am never going to be Paul Reed Smith or Gibson or Fender or ESP or Gretsch. I am.
Well, I mean, you could. It's possible.
For a while, I thought that what I was going to do was, build an inventory and then go to NAMM and build relationships with stores and put 5 guitars in here, put 5 guitars here. But what I'm really enjoying doing is having people come over, sit on the couch, grab one that I have, understand this is how it plays, and then say, can you build one for me?
Can you do this? Can you do that?
Can we make it? Yeah, we absolutely can. And then I walk over there and I grab a notepad and I sit down. What do you want?
Yeah.
And, I had like 2 of those orders come in last week. And I get to build somebody a guitar exactly to their spec.
Right.
And that's like, I'm never going to be rich. And I get that. And I would love to be rich. I would love to be filthy fucking rich. But that's not what's going to happen doing this business. But what I get to do is I get to help people like have these amazing things that they get to write music with. And that's rich in a very different way.
Wouldn't it be cool to turn on the TV one night?
Yeah, it would be cool.
And see the CMAs.
Yeah.
And Aaron Crawford's playing that guitar.
But
you know what I mean? Like,
either way, it's wild to be able to,
not like I'd be ever watching the CMAs. I'm not a country music fan myself, but just saying.
But it's
no offense to Aaron Crawford. I've listened to some of your music. I enjoy it. I'm just not a huge country guy. That's it.
But it's a cool thing to be able to, I don't know. It's where you get like a little touchy-feely, right? But to measure worth outside of like what we've all been taught to measure worth as,
Right. Yeah.
I went to college to get a degree so I could make fuck tons of money and make my family happy so they never had to worry. And that worked until they got this like really, really, really angry version of their dad and husband that just, fuck,
well, it's we're getting to a point.
And now I get to like do things that bring joy to people's lives.
I saw something the other day that was talking about, the different revolutions of basically of employment, from the Industrial Revolution to the information age to now what's happening now. Yeah. It's not that people don't want to work. It's just that the priorities are changing, right? Yeah. So our great-great-grandparents and grandparents were trying to live. It was survival. Mm-hmm. Loyalty didn't exist. They stayed in that job for 30, 40 years, not because they were loyal to the company or their boss, because they needed to survive.
Yeah.
right? Our parents, they stayed in that job because they had a standard of living.
Yeah.
They didn't
Yeah.
need to just survive. They had a standard. They want to buy a house. They want to be able to pay for their kids' school, all that kind of stuff, right? What's happening now, it's gone beyond the standard of living. Now it's about quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not always about just money.
No.
I mean, it's a part of it because money can buy you certain things.
But it's also more about, sustainability and
happiness.
How you're thriving as an individual, and you can't do that.
Fulfillment.
Yeah. It's absolutely important to know how to, you have a fluffy job, you're an artist, or you build guitars or whatever. Maybe you're a sculptor. You do something that one would consider, what are you doing? It's important to know how to drop that and how to pick up a shovel or a gun if you have to, if the whole, warrior in the garden.
Right.
It's important to know how to do something.
It's kind of that survivalist mentality. In a way,
if you've got to go, you need to have that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't need to be where you live 100% of the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on that note,
It's 8:35.
It's 8:35. We've
8:35.
We've fulfilled our quota.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, we were, to be honest, a little bit worried about being able to fill the time.
I had fun with this one.
All we had a good time.
All we had to do was talk, and I can't wait to see everybody on August 1st.
Definitely enjoyed Iron Billy, Bimmy Bartleson, and Jimmy James.
Jimmy and Jimmy.
Jimmy James.
Yes.
Joining the chat with us. It's been fantastic. We enjoy and appreciate every single one of you.
100%.
We'd like to see more of our viewers join the chat at some point. So if you're viewing us after the live, next time, catch us live, join the chat. We do interact directly with our viewers.
Virtually.
We find that that's a very important thing to do. We will answer your questions, even if we have an agenda for the evening. So
true.
Definitely always comment and join us live is the best way to be able to do that.
Yeah. So we will see you Tuesday, August 1st, with some incredible shit. Until that time, show the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office who's boss and fretless and
rock more.
Rock more.